welcome to Talking Offstage, where we are joined by Aaquib, Jaleel, myself, Soda, and we have Mr. Kev. So we're going to be getting to know a lot of things about Mr. Kev, and the first thing that we know about him is that he is a musician. He makes music, strums guitars, and is overall one of the good human beings that I know as an artist as well. And also he is Chennai's most eco-friendly musician who has the least carbon footprint ever. He cycles everywhere he goes.
He cycled for this podcast today.
Yes, but he cycles only once because Mr. Kev does not do recycled music. Yeah, Mr. Kev.
Clarification, all that eco-friendliness goes out of the window the moment I start eating.
But that's okay.
I eat the world, dude.
Yeah, but obviously,
you guys
dude, you
too.
can eat the world if you cycle it all off. Like you are the only guy who burns calories on the way home after dinner. Like
The
why?
only man.
That is true. That is true. I will not deny it.
Like,
love
I
food,
think
dude.
like he just saves his burps and then puts it into the tire as air. Like that's how efficient.
Wow.
He is.
Like instead of the air pump, it's just
Yeah.
going.
Yeah, like I think he'll have like a ton of fries and like a lot of like baked stuff, and then he'll be like, and then that's all. That's all. His
I love
tires
how
are
he
full.
does it on demand. Though.
Yeah, guys,
Wow, dude.
I commit 100%.
This is how we usually start the podcast.
This
Yes.
is not how I imagined the podcast to start.
But yes, Kevin, Mr. Kev.
Yes.
Please let us first start with your Instagram handle, which is @KevSleeping. Why, how, and when?
I love sleeping. I love sleeping around.
Isn't he a musician after all?
After all.
Yes. That awkward silence is the sound of Mr. Kev sleeping, guys.
That was actually good. I'll give it to you.
Yes, thank you. So, how long have you been doing music?
Music, for a while, man. I really don't remember. So, I'm not one of those people who was gifted when I was young.
Right.
So,
What were your gifts at the young age of, let's say, 6 years old?
I think it was like picking his nose. Was 6 years old.
and
I think that's where you found the
and
gifts.
I was hyperactive, dude. I was really hyper.
Were you diagnosed?
No, dude. I don't know what I.
No, like ADHD.
No. I at least I don't know whether I. Dude, I was not sent to a doctor.
Look,
okay?
a butterfly. You don't have it. Do you remember what you were talking about?
Yes, I do.
Then you don't have ADHD. That was a test. That was a test. Okay.
I think
Anyway.
you have ADHD, so
What a fuck.
No, he might.
He's learned all the pit points. Like this is how you detect ADHD. This means he's a psychopath.
My problem is it's always a butterfly. It's nothing else. It's always
Yeah,
a butterfly.
dude, because butterfly effect, he strums one string and then it becomes music and then people listen to it. And then we get him on the podcast.
I don't know where this is going.
We promise you we have a point to this. Please continue, Mr. Kev.
Yes, you were
I was bringing
hyperactive.
it back.
Oh, bringing it back.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yes.
So, yeah, I was not born with the talent, but my parents, I remember sending me to these Carnatic music class where I sucked.
Oh, that's actually odd. Like for Kevin,
Yeah.
I would have thought
don't-
of like church or choir, but they're like Carnatic music.
Dude, my parents, I mean, like, at least my dad is a huge fan of Carnatic.
Oh.
I lived in Tiruchi for a bit.
Ah.
And that time, I think once we went to that Tyagaraja Aradhana. There,
Oh,
yeah.
Tiruvayar.
Yeah.
Oh, you were in
So,
Tiruvayar. Oh, I was also there.
It's a wonderful experience I've had. I got to watch musicians perform, really good musicians perform.
So what happens is, to fill you in, basically.
You've seen Onion. You've seen.
Full us in.
Oh,
Okay.
He
you've
knows,
seen
I
Onion.
know, you
I've
don't
seen
know.
Onion. Yes.
Yeah, the concert that they go to, they all sit and sing. No.
Ah, that I know.
Yeah. That's
What do you know about it?
I know that it's a concert that
No,
happens.
that's what. It's a
And
very
Hindus
special
do it.
concert. So basically, there's this guy called Tyagaraja who wrote a lot of devotional songs.
Okay.
And the way you know that what song is Tyagaraja's song is he puts his name in the song. So he'll say Tyagaraja, Tyagarajulu, like he's Telugu. Okay.
Oh, he's like the pit bull.
Yeah.
The OG.
So kind of.
The
OG Pitbull. Okay, like Jason Derulo, Tyagarajulu, bro.
Perfect.
Yeah, so he wrote a lot of songs, but the most famous thing is he wrote these 5 songs called Pancharatna Kritis. So Pancharatna Kirtane is all 5. They're all like, so all his songs are also like towards Rama,
He was a huge devotee of.
Huge devotee of Rama.
Does he do like a lot of shout outs to other
Gods?
people? Yeah.
No, but Rama is Vishnu. Vishnu has 10 avatars, and then like everybody
It's a
is
huge
covered.
problem.
So
Yeah.
he was born in Tiruvayar, which is near Tiruchi, and every year on his birthday, people congregate at this kind of temple that they've built for him. And like you see musicians, like no matter how famous they are, no matter how
come and play for
successful they
free.
are, they all sit, like about 100 of them, and they all sing in unison all the 5 kirtanes, and they go home.
And then there is a concert. Like there's a full blown Carnatic concert. I don't know for how many hours.
Yeah.
But it's continuous.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn,
It's
that's actually
brilliant.
pretty intense,
Yeah,
man.
it's like
Brilliant.
it's
So
like
I got to see Yeshudas.
Yeah.
I got to see. I don't know if this is factually right, but I think I saw the person who plays saxophone. No?
Kadri Gopalnath.
Yeah, Kadri
Yes.
I
Gopalnath
was about to
also.
say Kenny G.
No.
That's the OG.
Kenny G, I
So
think.
wait.
yeah.
So I got to see a brilliant roster of musicians at that time.
Yeah.
Anyways, I learnt at least went for Carnatic classes.
Yeah,
and
represent.
I also want to hype.
10 years.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I'm a Christian who went for Carnatic classes.
Hey,
This
come
is
on,
just-
man. There's a guy called Alex out there.
Yeah, true.
I love how you bring him into this.
What, dude?
No,
Come on.
so,
Carnatic.
so here's the thing, right? Like I learnt Carnatic, but I don't know Carnatic anymore.
Yeah, I
It's
understand.
it's
yes.
so I even played the violin for like quite a bit of time.
Oh.
I for 2 years or 3 years.
So you
I
graduated from 4 strings to 6 strings.
think. You can say that, but the thing is, I can't play the violin anymore. I don't.
Okay.
At least. So I know like the basics. If you give me the violin, I'll be like tong 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 tong, and then
But
I'll be like.
without like the thing.
No, I can play. I can play the
okay.
violin. I can tune it to that particular scale.
Oh.
And I'll be like.
He's like Sherlock Holmes without the mysteries.
Like if I saw you play the violin, I would just be like, he doesn't really know how to play. the
Yeah,
violin.
you wouldn't consider me a musician. Anyways, nobody considered me a musician back then.
Right.
So, anyways, my interest in music actually started back somewhere around that time, and class 9th, I guess, where I started
So like
picking
early
up the
teens.
guitars. Yeah, early teens, yeah, mid teens, you can say.
No, by
14,
by 9th grade you're about 13, 14 only. No?
14, 15, yeah.
13, 14, 15, does it really matter?
Yeah,
it
it
does.
doesn't
Dude.
matter.
We're talking about his origin story.
It's multiple choice, bro.
Multiple choice, true.
Yeah.
So I played the guitar in terms like I went for like this 1 month
Summer
intensive course
Oh.
where you'll have like you'll be taught the basic 4 chords.
Oh yes.
So I got to know how Indian music works. Indian industry music.
Oh.
With those 4 chords, dude, I've played those 4 chords for the next 5 years
Wow.
of my life.
Nice.
I haven't changed. So
So many musicians just looking, I'm like, what are you talking about?
Hey, what? So many people have put up on YouTube.
I'm not
also.
even getting into
Yeah,
this.
no.
I really.
Yeah, I would like to get into this.
Yeah, because you don't have a career in music. He does.
Dude, it's just 4 chords, and sometimes it really annoys the fact that as a guitarist, you would just be pissed, dude. I can't imagine how pissed the Maroon 5 guitarist is right now, because like, dude. I kid you not. Like 10 years back, if you listen to Maroon 5 songs, there were chords, there were some guitar leads, there was something happening. Today it's
Oh, dude, you know what? Even before he did that, that was already the sound. And dude, I don't even see any of the others anymore.
dude.
I was like, dude, it's Adam Levine. Where are the other 4?
I think it's also because they've moved into that pop circle where guitar isn't a thing anymore.
Yeah.
But it's surprising. Anyways, so yeah, I got to learn how the industry songs are made with those 4 chords, and I played those 4 chords during my school years, where I personally think I sucked. People still come and tell me, "Wow, Kevin, you were really good."
Yeah, that's because they hadn't heard any
Dude,
music.
I'm not even kidding. I have footage of me performing during that time.
And you can't
Cringe,
watch it.
dude.
Yeah,
Just cringe.
No, we all have our first open
The
mic.
first open mic is always the worst, right?
Dude, but it's just sad it's
No,
just
but like
so
what?
bad.
Like why do you like objectively see it as bad? Is it because you just played
No,
those
I mean
four
like
chords?
it's fine. It's just that the footage exists.
Like you want to take a sledgehammer. and
Even if
fucking-
I want
I
to
want
remember
to
it
do it.
differently, I cannot.
That's the thing. No, you can't even. Those were the days I had a band and we played awesome. like, Daddy, show me how you played it. And I'll be like showing a video. My kid will just spit on my face and walk off. That's what's gonna happen in future, dude. My grandkids are just gonna spit on me and then walk off. That's not what I want. So, anyways, coming back to this, I actually would say my music career, in terms of like me taking music seriously, sometime when I stepped into college. This was in Kolkata. I moved away from the culture I was in, like in South. Like not Trichy, I was in Coimbatore, Trichy.
But
Like
where
my
are you
parents
from originally?
I'm ethnically a Keralite. It's a culture shock. I wouldn't say shock because in school, I did my schooling in KV where you have people from
Which
all
KV?
over. Coimbatore, Trichy.
Is your dad in the defense or something?
No, my dad is in the excise, central excise.
Okay, yeah.
So,
Government.
yeah, government job. My mom is a bank, so more or
nice,
less.
nice.
Yeah, you relate, no?
Dude, like I like how this is like excise duty and bank. Basically, like his dad will confiscate stuff and then sell it for cheap, and then his mom will go deposit it in the bank. Also do the taxing so it doesn't show up anywhere. Good job. Yeah.
Imagine, right?
Very well run household, I'm assuming.
I'm going with it right now.
Sounds like a meme, but it's just like throwing money all over.
But no, dude, I still cycle though.
How do you think you have all that money? You don't spend it on petrol.
I'm true. I spend it on food.
Good job.
Yeah,
That's what
food.
we're all doing it for. So, how old are you now?
No, we are not doing that.
We are not doing
I
anything.
survive on this fact that I don't look as old as I think.
No, nobody
So
looks
what,
as. I mean,
like 35? Like, is that the number?
come on.
I'll give it to you guys.
Mr. Kev, how long?
35. How long
How
have
long
I?
have you existed on this planet?
35.
35. No, guys. No,
It's
sorry.
a lie.
I have white hair, dude. Like, what do you
Hey,
think?
I've seen like kids with white hair.
Treat me like a woman.
Okay, how old are you?
35.
No, I'm just trying to understand what self-respecting 35-year-old is still cycling around town.
Day.
And it's not even
I'm a
possible.
hippie, da. I'm a hippie.
You're a hippie.
It's my lifestyle choice. Do not make fun of. This is offensive.
Okay,
who,
cool.
the hippie?
Guys,
To
okay, Mr. Kev is 35 years old.
It's true.
And he just slept off for too long. And when he woke up, he was 35. Okay, we'll go with that.
We'll go with it. Anyways.
Okay.
So, sometime in college is when I started actually taking up music because in Calcutta during the time I was there, there was this music scene that was pushing quite well.
Right. So
Doing
what did you
quite
go to Calcutta for? Like, what did you
my course, my BSc. I
Oh.
did it in Xavier's, but I didn't
study?
complete
Like,
it.
Xavier's with an X.
Yes.
Oh, like the Bombay branch type thing.
Not the
Same.
same Bombay is there in Kolkata
Oh,
also.
okay.
It's the same.
So it's like
Xavier's.
affordable IIT.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh, okay.
And so over there, I got to meet a lot of musicians. Like their
Campus
class
life.
was their class of performance was completely different. Like, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna write songs. So one thing I consistently did was the fact that I used to write songs, right?
And by now, like you've moved past Carnatic and violin and all.
Dude,
that.
I
Now
don't
it's
know
just
Carnatic.
guitar.
I just tell you that.
No, but you said you went to classes. No, your dad wanted to go to classes.
I went for classes. Do you remember anything from your history class from back in class 6th?
I actually don't even remember the teacher, dude.
I remember,
And I'm quite old.
Oh,
So
yeah, sorry. At least I remember in color. You remember in black and that's
correct. So like the performance class was different. So I actually would say that my growth started when I was in college, like as a musician. Because until then I really didn't have a direction. I was just going with like, oh, I know those 4 chords. And that's it.
For
We're
5
gonna
years,
stick.
I have been playing the 4 chords.
So and even exposure to music, you get to hear like completely drastic change. I used to listen to Boyzone and Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Linkin Park. Quit playing games with my heart, says Mr. Kev.
There's some amazing artists. Britney Spears.
Oh.
I love those Spears.
Oh, nice.
Anyways, so
Oh, you were listening to
growth.
like all the pop icons.
Yeah, dude. Like
Right.
that's the thing that you're.
And like you're quite
listening-
old also, so you have to discover them later.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
So I got to hear a different kind of music.
Yeah.
When I was in Kolkata.
Right.
Like completely drastic change. I got to be at music festivals,
Oh.
which was not the scene when I was in Coimbatore.
But this is like you're either like volunteering or participating as an audience. You're not playing there.
Yeah, because I didn't get selected. They chucked me out.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, why? Like
So-
you were like, my originals are too original for you.
True, man. So I was probably the only one, as with the band who was trying to put forth
Right.
an original composition, while all of the others were like far ahead in terms of performance.
Right.
I mean, I at least didn't understand back then that you can do covers and get. I mean,
Right,
covers
right.
are the way to get through.
Right.
And I wasn't all that great.
But I think that's really interesting because I think like somehow because you didn't do covers is why you could sort of find your voice sooner.
Yeah.
Very
because
much.
otherwise, like even with stand up, a lot of times we see somebody and we're like, oh, that's how it's done, and then like it takes you a long time before you realize, wait, that's not how I want to do it. And like I guess with stand up, you can't do covers with stand up.
And here's another thing. When you do stand-up, right? Do you guys get this thing where somebody comes and tells you, hey, you remind me of this comic?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
How
but
do
then
you take
know
it?
what?
How do you take
You
it?
know what's the problem? They can't remember the name of the comic I remind them of also. So they're like, hey, you look like that guy. I'm like, which guy?
I'm just
no,
like, no, but my problem is I'm just every fat comic. Like, there's nothing else there.
No, man. Like I'm not even talking about like lookalikes. I'm talking about you
No,
sound
content-
like or
content
content
Yeah,
wise
wise.
once in
there
a
is-
while, I guess.
yeah.
Like, I think if we're doing like a topic and then like they just watch somebody else do the same topic, they'll come and be like, hey, so you reminded me of that comedian who did that topip, but like we felt like you did it better or something.
But how do you guys take it?
I usually take, like, I think it's a compliment when the fact that they've seen something, they've seen the art form. So obviously, and they've seen a good performer. I just don't want to be considered, like, I don't want bad performer names in my mind. I like it when it's like, oh, you thought this comic was a lot like me.
content.
And it's a lot, like, we might have similar ideologies. And, like, to be very honest, when you come into stand-up, it's the original sphere is very, very small. Like, because the kind of topics you talk about, we will end up touching upon it. And it's very hard to, like, have, like, a pure original thought.
And yeah, I mean like your pop
I think
culture.
I just say thanks and move on, dude. I really just do that because I don't watch a lot of stand-up.
Well, I have a lot of ego around that. I'll be very honest with that. Like when
Like, as
somebody
in
comes
you don't
and tells,
listen to a lot of music?
No, it's not about not listening to. When somebody comes and tells me, hey, you sound like this guy. You should do more of this.
Oh, see, that's yeah.
That's a difference. That's a huge
As in, like,
difference
hey,
there.
you just want to listen to your favorite star, but cheaper. No, that's not who I am.
It's true, right? I mean,
Like, I don't want to be your affordable John Mayer. I'm sorry.
true, and unfortunately, that's the I think as an average audience, that's the compliment someone can give a musician, right? You don't really think beyond that or anything about that.
Yeah.
And I understand that. I empathize with that. I mean, with the sentiment that we have. But
And music is a very strange place where it ends up being like a thing of like, if I'm listening to music and I know you can play music, I'll end up requesting something.
true.
But even as
But
an audience,
see, requesting something is a different thing. Expecting or demanding
something is
is
different, yeah.
But how do you make a difference as a performer on stage? How do you tell what the intentions of a person is? Like, is he demanding or are they demanding or are they requesting?
I think every audience member is just like is about to heckle me. That's all I think. Like every time I'm on stage, I'm like somebody's gonna say
heckle.
something.
no, but also see, like, I think whether it's stand-up or whether it's music, if you don't meet their demands, you will also never meet them again. Right?
fine.
Because at
I
the end of the show,
understand.
when somebody comes and says, hey, you should do more of this, they're not going to check afterwards. So I'll just be like, okay, thanks. But as an audience, I get that. I think they're trying to come and tell us that.
What's working and what's not?
No, not even that. For them, they're like, hey, these are my greats. These are who I thought are great. and now you are coming closer to one of those names. So I just want to let you know that hey, you have a long way to go, obviously, but like you remind me of that person, because like somebody's come and told me they think I'm better than like George Carlin and like Louis C.K. and all that. I'm just like, Louis C.K. I'm better than in a very specific way. But George Carlin, come on, dude. Like I'm just like, yeah, I get that you're taking the name that you thought is the greatest, and I'm just like, you're like almost there.
Even then, like that's the difference, right? When you're watching someone live, it's a different experience.
Yeah,
You're there,
yeah,
you're present there, you're experiencing them.
No, I'm still
So-
like reeling off the George Carlin. Like, I'm like, who told you this? Which dumbass?
He has ADHD now.
I'm sure like when
Butterfly.
It's just a butterfly.
That's the one.
George Carlin, no. I feel like he or she said something completely different, and you looked aside, you saw George Carlin, and you just made that connection.
Yeah,
No, man.
I conjured up dead George Carlin so I could walk home with a compliment. Yeah.
No, it was still a compliment, but I'm like, okay, cool. I'm sorry.
But as musician, no, like I've heard both sides. Where some people actually like, because they admire those musicians so much that they like being, acknowledged as that particular person's work, or like, sounding similar or whatever. I mean, it did appeal to me at certain points because I was a huge fan of Alter Bridge. I don't know whether you've heard of Alter Bridge. So there's this band. I'm a huge fan of the singer, Miles Kennedy. So
It's a presidential name, dude.
Yeah.
Miles Kennedy.
Miles Kennedy. So I'm a huge fan. I got to even watch Miles Kennedy and Slash play in Bangalore.
Oh, damn.
They come to India. They did 2 tours in India. Recently was I think 2018 or 2018. Anyways, I was a huge fan of the guy, and I used to try and imitate the singer.
But I think all musicians do that just to start off, no?
Yes, we
Like
do.
if I'm
but
able to sound like this person perfectly, then I'm sounding okay, and then like.
And also, isn't it like a thing of like you have riffs and things like that, like especially for guitarists, it always comes down to like when you hear an interesting riff, you are always thinking of like how I can put a spin on it, or how
Correct.
can I? Yeah.
I mean, we can. When you're talking about covering something, I get that point, right? But as a singer or even a guitarist, you fail to get an identity because you have so many musicians. You fail to make your own identity, and I think I moved away from that. That whole, I like. I mean, I still admire him. He's a great human being, but at some point I just had to move from that phase where I was trying to imitate him. You will always be a cheap imitation if you're true. So instead,
I think if you
actually
imitate
think
itself, you are going to be cheap only.
actually true. I mean, like that's very much insightful.
I like
There's
how
a
Kevin is like,
philosophy-
I want to
philosophical
hate it,
term.
but there is actual philosophy involved. Okay, take it.
Take it.
So instead, I think what changed my perspective, or if at all, I don't know if that's how people perceive me, but I think I have created my voice, and I am trying to build on that voice. What people can actually take notice of is the intricacies or like the styles that musicians work on, right? What makes that musician pull off this particular type of music, right? Like what pacing is used. If you can learn from that and then use it and incorporate it in your own way, that's how I believe covers should be done.
Right.
It's it's a very taboo topic with people, with musicians especially. You do not want to, you want to respect the musician who composed it,
Right.
but at the same time you don't want to create your own stuff, which is kind of insulting to that music. I mean, like many people do think, right? I mean, I still think, hey man, I'm being very honest. I still think like, have you heard like there are these Tamil covers of English songs?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know, man. You can't. I mean, how do you?
Wait, before that, do we have content like that on our page?
Not our page.
Oh, okay, then we're fine.
No, we don't.
No, I mean, like, but see, I don't mind it. Okay, I mean, it's like taking up a foreign film and then incorporating as an Indian film, right? I mean, Indians have done that for a while now. I mean, like, take Bollywood.
No, and then when we didn't have like foreign films, you were like, what language you speak? That language I will speak. That's all. Your story is my story, but because it's a different language, it's a different story.
I mean, like, think about Sayoni.
No, but like,
Tamil, Telugu, English, Malayalam, Kannada, Hindi, Urdu, everything it's beat.
Whoa.
There are covers of it everywhere. Indians have made billions of money out of it.
no, but like the interesting thing about like that kind of cover. No, the reason that kind of covers exist, I feel, is because it's just such an easy way to put forth content.
Correct, and also acceptable.
It's very acceptable.
Something that is familiar, people
But also,
always...
since like YouTube and like Instagram, I mean the internet in general, is discouraging covers and all of that.
Really?
Like as in like you can't monetize it, no? Like
You can't monetize
if you
it.
put a
That
cover,
isn't
but
discouraging.
It can still be claimed, right? So I'm saying, is that why musicians are doing covers more live?
More live?
I don't
No,
think
no,
it's
no.
the same thing.
It has no connection. Covers being done live, there are many reasons behind it. One, it's musicians' interest. Two, it is the venue's demand that you do covers of this kind, the specific kind.
Okay.
Like a lot of people around the city in Chennai at least, they have like cover nights where they just do covers of certain
It's
songs.
like karaoke.
Yeah, it's like a karaoke thing. It's a sing-along thing. It's just like it's very difficult for someone who is an original
I
artist
think
to have
Motamadi
that.
music is just that, no? It's just large scale
But
covers.
but would you? I mean, see, I personally like the fact that there is Motamadi music, but the musician that I am, it hurts that people will, come out in like like
Big
mass
mountains, yeah.
mass communities are there, but we are not performing any originals. It's just covers.
Yeah, I guess it's sort of like I would also get pissed off if like thousands of people paid to go and tell Russell Peters jokes together.
True.
Imagine like thousands of people, they pay like thousands of rupees. There are people on stage and there are people here, and all of them are like, somebody gotta get hurt real bad. And they're like, what's a what? Like, dude.
No, but the more interesting thing is like how they coordinated
Yeah.
like that long a sentence together. I was really impressed.
But here's the thing, right? That it's a proof that there is a community
Yeah,
of music lovers exist.
yeah,
Only for the love of a certain kind of music, the
Yeah.
people are storming out.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I am trying to do my best to look at the bright side of things. But as a musician, am I interested in doing covers?
Right.
Unless I always tell this to people. So if my covers sound like the original, it is to pay ode to that production. Production in the sense, like I like the arrangement of that,
Right.
and I'm trying out that arrangement.
Right.
Like musically trying out that arrangement, vocally trying out that arrangement. So like it's just an experiment.
Right.
But genuinely, most of the covers that I do, I try to put my spin around it.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be like the original. Then what makes me me, right? It doesn't.
So can we say that any song is a cover as long as it just follows the same tune, and then like you can do whatever else you want with it? Like what do you mean? You're putting your spin on it when you say like
so-
it's already a song that's out there?
I mean, like let's say how do I even bring this up? Let's say Adiye, right? What if Gana Bala sang Adiye?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a mix on his voice.
Yeah. So it's you have his style.
But there is a pizza song of Gana Bala that I really like. It's like pure like jazz, but it's Gana Bala's voice.
And
And it's kick ass.
hey man, Santosh Narayan, no?
Yeah, I think.
I mean, jazz usually is Santosh Narayan.
No, but so as somebody who's not into like music theory and all, what is a cover? Is a cover same lyrics, different tune, or same tune,
It can
different
be
lyrics?
anything.
Okay.
Can be anything as long as it's a work it's not inspired by. It's the work how do you call this, man? Retelling. Like you have
Right.
original
So like
and there's an abridged
exaggeration
version.
of the original.
It's a
Like Sherlock Holmes.
Right.
Sherlock Holmes is written by Arthur Conan Doyle.
Right.
But there are different versions of
Fan
it.
fiction.
Fan fiction. Sherlock,
Yeah.
right?
Right,
The
right,
series.
right.
That's a cover.
Right.
So sort of like that. It's just a different spin around the characters.
Okay. So, do you feel that as a non-cover musician, it takes you, like, you miss out on gigs, or it takes you longer to have like a set?
No, I do covers. And see, I am trying to find a balance between both sides, right?
But you want people to know you for your original
originals,
music
obviously.
more than your covers.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
the
would definitely
EP
want.
will be more important to you.
Yes, of course.
Which is very interesting because I like how you take a hold of like how you do covers and how you do your originals, because I've seen you perform a lot of times, and I've realized that when you're doing live shows, it's always mostly going to be your originals.
Yeah.
But when I see your Instagram live or I see your YouTube content, some of it will be covers, and you still intermix your originals somehow. I still like how one night we were on Instagram live, and everyone just kept, people stopped asking requests for any other song except one of his originals. They just kept asking.
Was it Idli Vada Dosai?
It was Idli Vada Dosai.
Yes.
Like over and over, like I've never seen so many people just ask one person, Idli Vada Dosai, Idli Vada Dosai, Idli Vada Dosai, Idli Vada Dosai.
So
Idli
what
Vada
we're going to do
Dosai.
now is we're going to ask Kevin to not sing the song, because you will go catch that song live.
Exactly.
But the song is called Idli Vada Dosai, and the song is one of the most brilliant songs that we have heard. That is literally, Idli Vada Dosai is not a metaphor. Idli is Idli, Vada is Vada, Dosa is Dosai. Sangeeta is yet to sponsor the song. That is the only difference. So
Saravana
please-
Bhavan, Sangeeta.
Saravana Bhavan, Sangeeta,
Idli.
Murugan
Murugan
Idli.
Idli.
Yes, everybody, come, okay? He
Watch
knows-
out.
Yeah, I think, dude, you know what? He's like, watch out. I think I have, you know what?
What?
This is my dream
What
for
is
Mr.
it?
Kev.
Okay.
One day, at a Pancharatna Kirtane, at a Tyagaraja Utsavam, Tyagaraja Utsavam in Tiruvayar, once they are done singing all 5 Kirtanes, and people are about to go eat,
Oh yeah, man.
we need Mr. Kev getting up and saying, Idli Vada Dosai. That's it. That's what I want.
What
That
is
is what
that,
I
Sacrilegious,
what is that
dude.
concert called again?
Tyagaraja.
Tyagaraja Mahotsavam.
It's too long.
Tiruvayar.
Tiruvayar Festival.
Yeah.
Mr. Kev. Like we are creating hashtags.
Mr. Kev Tukam. Kev Tukam.
Kev Tukam.
Yes,
I
Kev
love
Tukam,
it.
guys. Yeah.
Dude, this is it, dude.
I think I should make a spin-off account called Kev Tukam.
Yeah, you try Carnatic music.
Kev Tukam, Kev Dukkam, all of that. All of those, if you see Kev underscore anything, it's all his account.
It's only his.
So tell us how that was. Was that one of the first songs that you wrote?
Yes, actually. So it's co-written by one of my friends back then in Kolkata.
Can we give a shout out?
Yeah, Shavik Mitra. He doesn't.
Shavik Mitra, Dhonyavad.
Oh,
Donyo.
Yeah.
wow, dude. Okay.
আমি ইডলি ভাড়া দোসা খুব ভালো
Yeah.
হ্যাঁ
Yeah.
হ্যাঁ
ரொம்ப சாப்பிட்டானமா. Anyways.
বুঝেছো ওকে বুঝেছো
சாப்பிட்டியான்னு கேட்டான்.
So, yeah,
So me and him, we were actually working on the song together. So the thing is, the song started off as just a fun thing. Like it was like, I have an accent, right? We all have an accent, and we are trying
Really,
to.
I can't hear it.
Dude.
I fail to notice this accent that
What
you
are you
talk
talking
about.
about?
Mr. Kev sleeping.
துப்பாத மச்சான்.
I feel like I spat out you at least 4 times.
Yeah, I'm right now. I'm thinking it is on purpose.
Idli vada dosai.
Anyways, so he was like, dude, what are you going to do with this freaking accent of yours? I was like, oh,
I like how a Bengali looked at us and said, what are you going to do with your accent? Oh, my accent!
I love my accent. I love how you immediately went to it also. What are you going to do?
no, but it was a legit question, right? Because we had musicians out there who had a better accent.
But wait, don't all musicians have the same singing accent?
You mean a fake singing accent? Like we
You know
we
what I'm
do
talking
this like
about.
this. Uh-huh.
No. My
Ladies and
favorite is still Kevin has the best singing face. It's the funniest thing.
No.
Yeah.
Dude, I do the Navarasa with my singing.
Oh yeah.
I want to show myself as a performer. Like I can get all this on my face, yo. Kathakali, yo. Get nothing on me.
Yeah.
Kerlites, yeah.
What is the best side dish with Idli Vada Dosai? Navarasam.
Oh, but like, I don't.
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
That's the accent is trying to say.
It's like, hey, whoa, accent.
Oh my god, zone country.
Yes.
Country fellow.
Yeah.
We have somehow dissed the entire Kathakali.
Community didn't know that until you said it. So.
What you said, like, he just called them out.
Okay. So Idli Vada Dosai accent.
Yeah. So basically, he played a riff. It was like a full-on, grunge hard rock riff. That's the riff that you know as the Idli Vada Dosai riff. And he's like, yeah, what did you have for breakfast? Idli Vada Dosai, dude. Idli Vada Dosai. And that's how.
Oh, so he was taunting.
He was no. I was taunting him.
Oh,
like I
yeah,
was giving that accent. It's like, do that again. Do that again. I like it. I was like,
I'm a North Indian, I was like, I love South Indian
Hello,
food.
please don't call them North Indians.
but
I will take offense.
here's the crazy thing. It is cultural appropriation to it.
How's the cultural appropriation?
Because no, it's like how African Americans, is that the right term? African Americans say the N word. Like,
Oh, so you only
like-
we can say Idli Vada.
yeah, I mean, the way that I say it, no. Idli Vada Dosai.
Yeah, correct. I think yeah.
No, so the funny thing is, every place I go and perform this, right? When I make them perform, I'll be like, I have footage of all this. And the next time you guys talk about me being culturally appropriate, no, I'm gonna show you guys this video. I'm gonna be like, you say what, bitch? Say
Now
something
tell
to
me
me.
about the accent. You work at Hyundai. No, you don't. Yeah. So then, how long did it take you to write that song?
It was very short time.
Is
It
that
was
the
a-
song that got you rejected from the festival?
Oh, dude, yeah.
Oh shit.
What, are you serious?
Which festival are we talking about?
I don't
Then
know.
you said no, you went to a
Kolkata.
college festival.
No, I mean we weren't that good, right? Like,
Alright.
as,
But like,
as
Idli Vada Dosai was
we
when
made
you were...
we made it back then itself.
Oh, that's a crazy story, man.
Yeah.
So, but like, because like, I'm sure it's evolved over time.
Yes, I got better. So
Yes.
No, but like...
sorry, Shavik.
It's left you behind, bro.
The show had to go on.
No, but then
Showbik could not.
eventually you become better musicians, right?
Show had to go on. Showbik
Showbik
could
could
not.
not.
So,
Get it?
Oh my
Get it?
God.
It's-
Oh my God.
Kev, dude, autobiography. dude.
Pandit.
Like his biography will be titled Kev Sleeping from Showbik to Showbiz. Yeah.
Hashtag
Read it with your
showbiz
Idli
to
Vada Dosai in the
showbiz.
morning. Yeah.
I want this.
it's Shavik, dude.
Oh, big I will say, girl. So big.
No. Yeah, but that's what they say. No?
Yeah, no, dude.
Showbik.
This is
They don't say we.
Shavik and this is Showbik is different. Showik is different.
No, but like
I don't know how-
Bengalis
what-
don't pronounce V. No.
Yeah. Volleyball. I used to play volleyball in Bengal.
Bali in
So,
Bengal.
Kathakali. Now Bengali.
Hey man, I have videos of you guys doing cultural appropriation.
So he's like
This very soon is going to be the most dissed video of all time.
We're like, how do we have 4,000 views but 15,000
Is that even physically possible?
apparently?
So why why have you not thought of maybe putting out Idli Vada Dosai as a video?
We did put it out, not as a video. We put out a song. Didn't do that well.
Okay.
So I pulled it out.
But if you had kept
That's
it
what
there
she
for
said.
longer, it would have gone well. No?
Didn't do well, so I pulled it out.
That's what Kevin does when he's sleeping. Kevin's sleeping unplugged, guys. Unplugged.
I'll take that.
Well done.
That's a good one.
The cameraman is still looking at us and going, "Yenada facing." I have never seen like a man just look at us and go like, "Why are they laughing so hard?" We're sorry, cameraman. We will.
Hard it was not.
We will give you Idli Vada Dosai later.
So we bribe people. So
Anyways,
that was your first song. And
Yeah,
then now,
it wasn't.
like,
It wasn't like our first song. It came up as one of our first bit of songs.
And
So
Kev
when-
Sleeping is the only musician who I have asked to open for me.
It's very true.
Not because I was giving him a chance, but because I knew that the audience would like him more. So thank you, Kev Sleeping.
I know
for
it's
opening.
been a privilege for both of you guys sitting right next to me.
Yeah. Few other closing questions before we
Yeah.
wrap up. So I don't know much about musical categories, right? Like for the longest time, I thought blues is just because they wear blue and they sing whatever song. Yeah, I mean, like I was just like because like when I watched All Rise, I was just like, oh, there's a blue tint. That's why it's called blues, right? But so like, how do you categorize yourself? Like, what is your genre?
I wouldn't have a certain set genre, but I think I fit under this belt of music which falls under pop, rock, and funk.
What is funk? Like, can you tell me a popular funk song?
That's funk.
Dude, I just thought that's a segue between riffs in metal songs.
How is that a riff between metal songs?
No,
Which
like-
metal?
No, like you know how metal songs have like long guitar riffs.
But it's not.
It's not segue like
I
that.
should get better earphones. Okay, fine.
I feel like I think your earphones got short.
I think his ears got short.
And this is within my earshot. I guess. So you are
very fun.
funk, pop, and
Rock. It's a wide range of music I listen to. So it's my influences from different sides. So the reason I think I incorporate those things is to stand, not have like a one note thing going for me. Like I don't want all my songs to sound or be about Idli Vada Dosa.
Right.
Like if you've seen my other works, they have different content. They're about different things, but and also at the same time musically different, because
This is very true, especially when I see Idli Vada Dosa and right after that you play Mayo. I love the
yeah.
Yo.
Yeah, I should actually make a T-shirt, dude.
yeah.
Cheese is fine, but I like your mayo.
Yeah. No, but like the difference in strumming patterns, the difference in how you present those songs. Like I feel like Idli Vada Dosai is more like very crowd friendly, whereas Mayo is a lot less crowd friendly.
Yeah, I
mean,
think like Mayo is not about a crowd; it's about one person. Those is everybody.
yeah, I mean it's a sing-along type song, right? And even if you're looking at the genre, a lot of people have come and told me it sounds very grunge. It sounds very much like the Nirvana song.
Oh yeah. Smells like Teen Spirit.
Yeah.
Smells like Teen Spirit is more grunge than
Some
anything.
person in like in Bengal, when I performed that song, somebody came and told me, I thought you were shouting out, I'm a Kurt Cobain. Like I'm a Kurt Cobain. Idli Vada Dosai. I'm a Kurt Cobain.
Guys, I want to make a parody of Idli Vada Dosai.
I'm a
Kurt Cobain. I'm a Kurt Cobain.
I'm a Kurt Cobain in a Kurt Cobain.
Oh my
That was
god.
fantastic. This is awesome-tastic. Yeah. Okay.
So, let's go Cobain. I think we pissed off the world right now.
That's what happened.
This shooting is brought to you by.
Off stage, yes he is.
I don't think I'm going to see any stage after this. This is the final stage of my career.
So speaking of final stages, so you've been performing in Chennai for a few years now.
Yes.
So what do you? So one, do you feel like you have a fan base or a listenership, and also are there like places like so for comedians, just like you perform in a 50-seater, you perform in a 100-seater, and then like you want to fill auditoriums and stuff like that. What is that progression for musicians?
Musicians, it's festivals, major festivals, and headlining college acts.
Right.
Usually that's the trend.
What are
as
like
far
some
as-
major festivals?
Dude, Hornbill, in NH7, there's one festival called Zero Festival. I mean, several festivals. I don't really know which one would be categorized as what. And obviously, college fests.
Right.
Headlining college fests would be a thing. And
Fan base.
fan base, dude, they're friends.
At this
No,
point,
but are
yeah.
they friends after they came to your show?
Sort of. So you make friends and you be like, hey guys, come for my show.
Ah, right. See, because like this is something that I have recently realized. Okay, like because so I'm not the kind of person who has a lot of friends anyway. And the other thing is also that I don't think that making friends is how you make audience, right? But that's actually been happening for me recently because the last show I did, out of the 14 people who came, 9 or 10 of them were all people that I had personally interacted with in the last 1 month, and they're all like new people in my life. And like it's like as easy as somebody follows me on Instagram because they saw me at a show, and I'm like, hey, thanks for the follow, and then we start having a conversation, and then they're like, I'll come for the next show, and so on.
So I mean that happens, right? So as a musician, I think I would say I have a higher likely chance of people following my work. I'm pretty sure you guys
Compared to
and that's unfortunately
I feel
sad
like a musician's
because
niche
comics
is
come up with original material,
Right.
right?
No, but like-
but you don't have videos of not many comics have videos of them doing their set or on their.
No, I completely agree. The biggest difference is musicians will more likely put out more content than a comedian, and that is simply because original content is very important to comedians, and us
It
giving
has
away
to be
the-
refined.
and
No,
it
but
has to be
also
refined to that point
music has
also.
more playback value, I feel.
Yeah.
Correct. So I think
If you look, I'm very sorry, but there's like an analytics that proves that music is like the most listened to thing on any platform that you look at, like YouTube, Spotify, obviously Spotify, and any other platform you look at. Music is something that always plays.
I think it's also because weirdly, music can be enjoyed even while you're not paying attention to it.
correct.
But like with something like stand-up, you have to pay attention. Like I cannot listen to stand-up while I'm driving.
Guys, are you listening to this podcast?
At this point, like
Pay
sometimes
attention.
zoned out.
Yeah.
Guys, listen to this.
Listen.
Soda, me,
Yes.
and Aaquib, we are talking about something. Yeah, go on. Yeah, I'm just-
Now the camera has ADS. Now the camera like butterfly.
I actually saw the cameraman like slowly trying to move it.
So like, do you know like right now at any given point in time, if somebody came and asked you, hey dude, I have a stage, I want you to perform, how many people can you bring by yourself? Would you have a number in mind?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's very hard to tell because I don't know, man. This is one of the most difficult things I've had to face when it comes to calling people for the show. I think people don't realize that for a person, you know, for people like us, going for a show is not leisure. It is our job.
It's job.
Yeah.
And when you are going for a job, it's like entering an office and finding nobody is there.
Oh, yeah.
And thinking like, Chad, I could have taken work from home.
The funny thing is, you don't get paid for it.
And but a lot of times I've realized that when we do go for a show and the show is not like filled out, it like for comics I don't feel that pinch, like that pinch of like, oh no, like dude, there's a lot of money that I've sunk into, unless you're going out of your way to go to a venue or place.
No, but otherwise also music
Music
has
is just
one
way more
in-
expensive.
Yeah, but it has an
this one.
investment.
You can say stuff like that. It's I mean, like you would have had to do. I mean, you would have done like 10 shows before getting your one show.
True.
A musician, it's like you did one open mic. Hey, do you know 10 songs? You're like, yeah. Why
Actually,
don't
yeah,
you do?
that pisses me off a little bit.
Hey, man,
Because I've seen so many people get like insane shows.
It's I mean, like I wouldn't blame them. That's I mean, you're getting a newer audience by bringing these people who are working, who are working and on part time and they're doing music. They get to bring an audience, their work audience. I don't work at a place anymore, So me bringing an audience is purely out of their interest in coming and watching a show of mine. So like you mentioned, the question of fans, I don't know. I really don't know what and who I can categorize a fan as. I mean, because most of my friends are, I wouldn't say fan, they end up listening to my work.
Right.
So it's out of...
No, I think for you, I think you downplay that a little bit, because I've noticed that a lot of times when there is like a show that you're doing, I see you giving merch away, and that...
Yeah, but that's a personal thing, right?
It's
For
a
me,
personal thing,
yeah.
I agree, but you also have to understand a lot of people do come for your shows that would have only seen you, that might have seen you live, that might have seen your content online, and I've seen that happen also. I've seen like random people come in and they're just sitting and thinking like, oh, I heard this guy live.
Would you call them fans?
I wouldn't call them fans.
Exactly, my
What I
point.
would call them are people who are enthusiastic about someone.
It's work,
Yeah.
right? Are there people who follow my work? Yes. So
Are they like huge? Like
Yeah,
I
like,
consistently look up their work.
yeah, that's the word, right? Fanatic is the word that fan comes
Yeah.
from. I don't think people.
I don't
but I
think
think
indie music, like any indie artist,
there
isn't
are
like-
there are indie musicians.
There are, like, I'm sure that like who have made it at that point where they have
I
like, a
don't
fan
think
base.
even people like let's say CNR or Big Sam or who else RJD. There's a band called RJD. Indo Soul. These are indie musicians bands. I know I'm missing out a lot of people. When these people perform, there is a genuine crowd, dude. I actually, I mean, I've seen these shows. I've personally been there, and I've seen some acts that are really top notch. Like, one of the best experiences I've had was Bay 146 with this band called RJD. They've been a band, I think, for like past 10 years or so. Very, they don't play very often, kind of on and off. But when they perform, dude, they are like one tight band. Their songs are so nice. It's an international class act. And they are not, I mean, I'm mentioning them right now.
Right.
Otherwise, you wouldn't know about
Yeah,
them.
I would never know about these.
Yeah,
bands.
and so there are also these people like Otta Sevru in CNR. These are like indie Tamil acts who genuinely have like a very folk-centered storytelling based songs, and dude, they're really nice. There is this band called Kurangan.
Yeah.
These are just musicians from Chennai, right? If you go out in Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata, there are so many other acts that are really good. But then, like,
I feel like if there was like a central platform for all these indie artists to kind of like get some viewership, that would be great.
Yes.
Which is what
Offstage is
by
doing,
Asia
guys.
Will is all about.
Huh?
So-
That wasn't planned.
that was totally not planned.
This is how we justify wasting all this amount of time. It's the longest unskippable ad in the history of ads. So yeah, please, Asia Will has Offstage. Offstage is a brand that supports and provides a platform for people like the future Mr. Kevs.
Wait,
If you're a Mr. Kev and you're sleeping, wake up, because he's already sleeping.
I actually think this is quite a good place to start off, right? Like as musicians, one of the things that we always lack is a place where we can talk about our music.
Right, yeah.
Like not many of us get to talk about our music. There are radio. I don't know how many people actually listen to the radio,
Yeah.
other than people who travel on cars.
Yeah.
And those are people who listen to the radio. But then even the radio musicians are very less. They don't concentrate.
And
on
also,
TV.
like, talk show radios are very, very uncommon here.
Yeah. And so platforms like this, there are other places where they do get to talk, but it isn't taking off, right? One of the biggest things is, hey guys, if you're a musician, please go share the video. You know, I'm not saying this video, but the more podcasts these people do, go spread the news. As musicians, this is our platform. If we don't push it, nobody else will, right?
No,
So
but you can share, like, subscribe, all of those good things you can do now.
that is there, but main thing is you want people to listen to your work, listen to stuff, and hey man, this is very important. This musician came and did this. and for them to share is a different thing altogether.
Yeah. After this podcast, Mr. Kev will check notifications for a GPay payment. But thank you, Mr. Kev,
Yeah.
for
Always.
being so. Firstly, you are the first independent musician that we are doing this with.
Number one, yeah.
Number one, and
They don't
secondly-
call me
Always.
Kevin for nothing.
Oh yeah, Kev, win. Yes, for the win. Good job.
Number one.
More puns in this podcast than necessary.
So, Kev sleeping on Instagram. Where else are you?
I am on YouTube.
YouTube.
I have a series of music-based things.
Is your channel also called Kev Sleeping?
No, it's called Mr. Kev.
Mr. Kev.
All on small caps.
Yes, all small. All small. Yeah.
Yeah, no caps. No caps.
No caps. All small.
No caps.
Yeah. Also, no cap. Like right now, like the new lingo. No cap means no exaggeration.
No condom also.
Right. Yeah. Kev.
I'm glad for
Kev
that.
sleeping is great. No cap. Yeah.
No protection.
Yes. And
Unshielded.
if it doesn't work, he will pull it out.
Unplugged. Coming
Yes.
soon.
Yeah, and for morning after, you will have Idli Vada Dosai for breakfast. Cool, Kevin, thank you so much for being here.
Always, man.
And please do keep spreading the sound of music
Always.
throughout. So next time you see a skinny guy on a bicycle looking too good to be true, that could be Mr. Kev. So just overtake him, walk faster and say, hey, nice meeting you.
I thought you would sing like, take care and say bye-bye.
Wait, we would never do that. That's Instagram feed.
Yes, and Offstage official on Instagram, Offstage by Asia. Please follow us and follow other people like Kevin.
And share.
Yes,
Share.
follow us.
Sharing is caring.
Yes.
Liking is liking.
Follow us.
Liking is
to
loving.
follow
Yeah.
artists, to follow their dreams. And thank you. Bye.
What was that last part?
I can't let go. This feeling makes me cold, renegade my love. You send chills down my bones. Odor is captivated. To say the least, I've been chained, baby. Thought you wouldn't criticize. Day by day, I lose my appetite. Gather up just to pull it through, and I let it slide. Ooh, one more time. Doctor, doctor, just give me pills too. Doctor, doctor, just give me pills too. Every time I see your black sneakers and capris, a minute and then I sink into my sail. Every step you sway, I swing into your pace. So woman, you torture, thought you wouldn't criticize. Day by day I lose my appetite. You gather up just to pull it through, and I let it slide. Ooh, one more time. Doctor, doctor, just give me pills too. Doctor, doctor, just give me pills too.